नमस्कार, मैं विपुल सिंह स्वागत करता हूं आप सभी का हमारे इस YouTube प्लेटफॉर्म स्टडी कैपिटल पर। सीयूईटी पीजी के इस नंबर वन प्लेटफॉर्म पर आप सभी का स्वागत है। और जैसा कि आपको पता है कि तमाम यूनिवर्सिटीज़ के रिजल्ट आ चुके हैं 2025 के, और 2026 वाले विद्यार्थी कहीं ना कहीं इस इंतजार में हैं कि हमें तैयारी किस तरीके से करनी चाहिए, जिसके माध्यम से हम बीएचयू, डीयू और जेएनयू जैसी यात्रा अपनी वहां तक पहुंच सकें। तो इसी बीच हमारे साथ सलोनी जुड़ रही हैं। सलोनी, सबसे पहले आपका स्वागत है हमारे इस इंटरव्यू में।
थैंक यू।
सलोनी के विषय में आपको बता दूं, जैसा कि आप थंबनेल पर पीछे देख सकते हैं कि ऑल इंडिया रैंक 9 है इनका जेएनयू में, और साथ ही साथ इन्होंने दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी में भी सिलेक्शन प्राप्त किया है। लेकिन स्वाभाविक सी बात है कि ये जेएनयू जाएंगी। तो सबसे पहले आपको ढेर सारी शुभकामनाएं कि आपको जो टॉप
थैंक यू
यूनिवर्सिटीज में
सो
एडमिशन मिला है और जेएनयू तक आप जो पहुंच रही हैं। हम लोग बहुत सारे विषयों पर बातचीत करेंगे, किस तरीके से इनकी तैयारी रही है, इन सारे पॉइंट्स पर हम लोग बात करेंगे। बेसिकली हमारे बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स अलग अलग कोर्सेज में सेलेक्ट हुए हैं सीयूईटी पीजी के माध्यम से टॉप यूनिवर्सिटीज में। और हमारे इन इंटरव्यूज जितने भी आगे आने वाले हैं, इन सभी का मकसद सिर्फ एक होगा कि जो भी स्टूडेंट्स ये जानना चाहते हैं कि सर हमें तैयारी किस तरीके से करनी चाहिए, तो हम आपको कितना भी बता ले जाएंगे। जब कोई आपका सीनियर यानी जस्ट जिसने इस साल पास किया है और टॉप यूनिवर्सिटीज तक वो पहुंचा है, तो इसके बारे में उसकी कहानी, उसकी स्टोरी क्या रही है, इन सारी चीज़ों पर हम लोग बातचीत करेंगे। तो चलिए वीडियो की शुरुआत करते हैं। जितने भी विद्यार्थी चैनल पर पहली बार विजिट कर रहे होंगे तो चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करिएगा, बेल आइकन प्रेस करिएगा। एक और परिचय मैं आपका करा दूं, अतुल सर हमारे साथ है जो कि स्टडी कैपिटल पर इंग्लिश के लिए स्टूडेंट्स को मेंटोर करते हैं। तो सर, आपका भी स्वागत है इस इंटरव्यू में। मैं चाहूंगा कि सलोनी से कन्वर्सेशन हम लोग स्टार्ट करें।
थैंक यू विपुल सर। और इस कन्वर्सेशन को स्टार्ट करने से पहले मैं बस दो चीज़ें मेंशन करना चाहूँगा। जैसे सर ने अभी बताया कि हम ये जो हमारे टॉपर्स हैं उनका सेशन, उनका कन्वर्सेशन स्टार्ट करने जा रहे हैं, और उसका एक पर्टिकुलर पर्पस है हमारा ये करने का, जो कि जो मटेरियल एस्पेक्ट है उसको छोड़ के इनकी स्टोरीज को डिस्कस करना, क्योंकि एवरीवन हैज़ अ स्टोरी एज रवि शर्मा सेज, बट देयर आर वेरी फ्यू पीपल हु गेट देयर चांस टू टू टेल their stories. And Saloni has earned her chance to tell her stories and her consequences, how she has prepared throughout in the last 6 months, and she will be discussing these things with us, so that all those who are inspired by the title of this video or by the thumbnail of the video will get to know so much from Saloni's perspective. So I hope, Saloni, I am audible to you as well, and
यस
I
सर।
think we should start this conversation. Just two things for others. पहला चीज़, बिकॉज हमारे बहुत सारे व्यूअर्स होंगे, बहुत से लोग होंगे, हमारे स्टूडेंट्स हम देखते हुए आ रहे हैं कि दे आर फ्रॉम डिफरेंट प्लेसेस, दे आर नॉट फ्रॉम यूपी बिहार, बट दे आर ऑल्सो फ्रॉम केरला, फ्रॉम उड़ीसा एंड सम अदर प्लेसेस। सो हम कोशिश करेंगे कि हर जगह के लोगों को इस वीडियो के थ्रू, ताकि वो चीज़ें समझ पाएँ, तो विल बी बाइलिंगुअल, विल यूज़ हिंदी एज वेल एज इंग्लिश, so that we can explain things to those who are inspired and they want to hear out your stories. Okay, Saloni?
यस सर।
और हम स्टार्ट करेंगे। पहले तो आप अपना इंट्रोडक्शन दे दीजिए, अपने ग्रेजुएशन कहाँ से किया, पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन कहाँ से किया, अपना बैकग्राउंड आप बताइए, और फिर आपका कितना स्कोर आया। उसके बाद हम लोग क्वेश्चंस के थ्रू इस कन्वर्सेशन को कंटिन्यू रखेंगे, ताकि बाकी चीज़ें हम लोग डिस्कस कर सकें।
Okay, so hello everyone, I'm Saloni. So I basically belong from Bihar and I have completed my graduation from Bihar itself. But I am thinking of pursuing my post graduation from top central university. And as everyone has told you here, that I am going to study in JNU. So I have scored 237 out of 300 in MA English.
Okay, congratulations. 237 is a very good score. You know that because I've been there in your journey from the day first to today. तो जैसा कि आपने सुना कि she has done her graduation from Bihar, a university from Bihar, right? So there are a lot of challenges there as well, being a graduate student there. I'll come to discuss those things with you as well. पहले हम स्टार्ट करेंगे बहुत बेसिक चीज़ों के साथ। हम डिस्कस करेंगे बुक्स के बारे में, आपके चैलेंजेस के बारे में, आपने हर चीज़ को कैसे डील किया। बट सबसे पहले मैं ये जानना चाहूँगा कि आपने पीजी की एंट्रेंस की प्रिपरेशन किस डे आपने डिसाइड किया, कितना टाइम आपको लगा इस पूरे जर्नी में। ये कितनी बड़ी जर्नी है, पहले तो टाइम फ्रेम के साथ हम इस चीज़ के साथ डिस्कशन शुरू करेंगे। सो यस सलोनी।
So basically, I started preparing for this entrance examination in 2023. I
Okay.
have also appeared in the 2024 examination, and
Okay.
I think in 2023 itself, I thought that I would be going for the top central university. so that I could be something that I had always dreamed of. Because I don't think that staying in Bihar, I'm not degrading Bihar,
I
but
get.
staying in Bihar could not fulfill my dream, that what I had dreamed of. So that's where my journey for this started. So
Okay.
I chose a platform for the preparation, but that I will not take the name. But yeah, that could not prove
In
good enough.
2000, in your first attempt.
Yes, in
Okay.
2023, I chose a platform for my PG preparation, but
Okay.
that was not good enough.
Okay.
So, and also, I had nothing to with me to appear for the examination. My preparation was not that much good, and also the pattern. Everyone saw the in sudden change that happened. So that was
Yes.
something that because of which I couldn't score much. I had scored, I guess, 132, I guess.
In your first attempt.
So
Okay. The one
yes,
paper which was very, very difficult for others. Yes.
yes.
Okay.
So after that, before the examination, I had came across your video, Atul sir's video,
Okay.
and I saw the marathon class which was running which was live for, I guess, 6 hours. So that's where I
Okay.
saw the questions, and that were very new to me. When I gave the examination, the result came, but things didn't go as I had planned. So I had to appear again for this year examination. That's when I decided that I will go for this study capital Atul sir's class, because
Okay.
when I saw the marathon class, I was very shocked that many of the questions were in the examination, and the way you chose the topics, it was all mixed. So that's where I
Oh.
thought that no, I would go with your class. And that's when I purchased the class. I bought the class, I guess, in July, and the classes started from August.
Okay. So from August to March, right? It's
March,
around,
yes.
8 to 9 months.
Yes.
And we are, we, as you know, we are also starting our batch for this session in the next month onwards from July, I guess. So
Yes.
it's very similar to the last year program, right? So we had
Yes.
9 months, right? For this preparation, you had around 9 months for this preparation. Do you think that this is enough time, or do you need more time than that, or you would have managed within 6 months as well? This is a very important point. Why I'll tell you, because there is a lot of discussions around it, right? So those who have appeared once, they have a basic idea about it. Like, you had a little bit background related to it, even though you are from, you have done your graduation from a university which is not giving you that much of the background, but still you had 1 year of your own where you have learned things, so you had that kind of a basic covered by yourself first, right? So what about the timings? Like, we have 8 or 9, you had around 8 or 9 months, so is it enough to prepare? We'll start from there only.
I guess it depends. For me, I would say that the more time we get, the less we feel. We feel like we need more time, more time. Even if I had got 1 year, I would have felt that I need more time to prepare. I would say that the time we got was enough for me, I would say, because we touched the whole syllabus. We went beneath the surface. We also did the basics, but we also went beneath the surface and did many things I wouldn't even have heard of. We did that much things, and we covered, I would say, I from Wikipedia entries to books to your PDFs to the whole syllabus. I think that this time was enough. If you give your time to the classes, not only will do your work, you will have to self study and give time to this, because I remember I have given 6 to 7 hours daily, because I would not limit the time that one has to give 6 hours. It depends upon you. What matters is that you have to complete your work. We did the classes, we did the summaries, and we did the whatever the tests, the weekly tests that were given. So I think if you do your work, it does not matter how many hours do you give. And regarding the months, I would say that 8 to 9 months is enough if you give you all your heart to this examination, because you can't prepare for the whole thing. I still remember Atul sir said to us that you can't prepare the whole syllabus, you can't complete the whole syllabus. What matters is that you can touch the entire syllabus and you can prepare accordingly, and you can give your best. Whatever the important topic is, you can go around all. And that is what matters. If you give all your heart, 8 to 9 months is enough.
Okay, thank you. The next question is, now I know that you have appeared in two examinations, and
Yes.
these two were very different to each other. Like if you see
Yes.
2024 question paper, it was a heartbreak for so many people, and you have your own personal experience with it, right? And you have also
Yes.
appeared in the last entrance examination. Now, for those who are watching this video, because we have talked about it so many times now, the change of pattern. Even in the recent net examination, they have, you might have heard the stories, the student stories. They're also protesting against having a separate syllabus for net. So in this way, we have a very vague syllabus. We have talked about it so many times on our platform
Yes.
as well, related to CUT PG syllabus. What changes that you have find in 2023 and 2024, 24 and 25 exam? Especially, I'm talking about this because the kind of emphasis that they are doing. The lot of question from one unit translation studies, comparative studies in 2024. You find none in the current examination, right? And there were some questions from theory in the last second last exam, and there were no question from this in this year. So how you find, how it affects and what the changing pattern according to you, and how you go through every unit, like how you have prepared for every unit individually, because the way they have provided syllabus, it is very weak. We have talked about many times, right? So how to approach it according to you?
So I would say that when I appeared in the 2024 examination, I thought that the paper was very hard. But when I joined your class and when I started going through all the questions and understanding how they have prepared the paper, I would say that the 2024 paper was quite beneficial and it was very good. Even if it was hard and it was a sudden change, I would say they should have informed us. But the paper was nice because they asked what really matters from the English literature part. There were some questions from Hindi literature, but they were canonical texts. So you may say that yeah, people from the Hindi belt could do that questions, and even if not, the English literature question was quite nice. But the paper, the this year paper, I would say the level was not that good because questions from English literature were very basic. And I would say that if people are preparing for English literature, the questions from English literature should be that should be a very should be at a nice level, so that students should have the motivation to study hard and to not only to go with the basics but also go down the surface and explore what else literature has. So I would say and also there were many questions from the Hindi literature part. I would say that there were canonical writers, but asking vague questions from Hindi literature. Of course, the English literature students would not be preparing for Hindi literature, but on the basis of 2024 paper, we also prepared for Hindi writers, some canonical ones, and the award too, the Janpith Award or Gyanpith Award. So but still the questions were I would say personally a little bit hard for me because I don't have that much knowledge of Hindi literature, but still I managed to do some questions from that section also. So I would say the 2024 paper was very nice. If they ask more questions like that, it would be very good. But if they ask on the pattern 2025 pattern, I would say it is not a good idea because people would be start focusing on the Hindi literature thing and not English literature. But we are a student of English literature and we should be going in depth of that. Talking about the sections, they did not ask one, they did ask one question from literary theory and nothing else, and no question from comparative and translation studies. So that wouldn't have mattered if they had asked some questions that would have considered a good level, but they did not do so. So I would say that it is quite not a thing to be happy about because you must have a knowledge of every section. The syllabus they have provided is so narrow that if you prepare according to that syllabus, I don't think you would be able to pass the examination because it says something and then they ask something else. So I would say you will have to go through everything. If they have given the section of literary theory and they have given two literary theory that you have to go through this, you must go through all the theories because you don't know what they're going to ask. So I would say if you have this one unit in your mind, you must go through all the things. Even in literary criticism, they have changed the syllabus. They have included ancient criticisms. I would say this is a new syllabus, and we also covered some part of that because we had not much time when the syllabus got published. So I would say go through the syllabus, but when choosing the section, when you have the section, or go through entire thing. Like if they have given you literary genres, don't only go through the genres that are given in the syllabus, go through every genre you know, such as I have this MH Abrams with me, a glossary of literary terms. Atul sir suggested me this. I would say it is your game changer because it has so many terms in it. We also have this highlighted part. I don't know if it's visible or not. We read everything that was given and extra. When one unit is given and then at last there is some reference of another unit, we went to that unit and covered that too. This is the process that would help you. If you go through the syllabus given by them, it would not help you as much as your idea will help you. If you see the pattern, you will get to know what you have to do.
Okay.
Or
Yes. Anything else? Yes. Okay.
no.
Okay. It's a very nice interpretation, very nice way of explaining things. I'll come to the books later. You have mentioned about Hindi literature, so I remember discussing this within the class as well. You remember Radhakrishnan saying Indian literature is one but written in many languages, right?
Many languages.
And the syllabus that they have provided to you is not Indian writing in English, but is Indian literatures. So anything
Yes.
can be a part of Indian literatures, right? So a
Yes.
writer writing from Bengal, a writer writing from Assam or Sikkim, or from any other place from India is a part of your syllabus. Now you are an English literature student, right? So it's very difficult for you to understand what other writers are doing, and that is why there is translation, which is also a part of your syllabus, right? So there is one thing that there is within English literature, you read more than 2000 writers, right? You can, if I'll start asking you, and naming the ages, you'll be able to tell me more than 100 200 writers, the major, the minor writers. And when you think about these languages, it's also, that you have so many writers from different languages. That is why we discuss the canonical ones through awards and other such things. So yes, so you mentioned about these different units, so I'll talk about them one by one to you, right? And then you can tell me the books that you preferred, or the way how you have prepared the chronological order, or how to understand one theorist from different writers perspective, right? So I'll start from British literature only. You see, when I say English literature, I mean British English literature. So you have a large history. There are so many books that are available, but you don't get everything from those books, right? So if you'll read J Long, you'll only get one aspect of it. If you'll read Routledge, you'll again get a different aspect of it. So how you have managed to cover British literature, okay? And ages, and what are the things that you were exploring in every age, so that others can get some information related to that. Yes.
So, talking about a British literature part, as you said, that knowing the history is very important. You must know the background. What was happening?
Yes, yes.
Am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are.
So talking about the British literature, you must know the background of every age. Like when we were having classes, we used to discuss first the background, not only the literary background, but what was happening in the social background, what was the economic thing that was happening there that affected the literature. You must know this because without any backdrop knowledge, you can't think about why that type of literature was prevalent at that time. So that is one thing you must know. Historical backdrop is very important. Starting from your middle ages, we basically started from there only. So and then comes the writer. When you have the historical backdrop and when you have the knowledge of about the entire age, then you come to the writers, major writers. So when you start, as you know, the father of English, Geoffrey Chaucer, when you start from there, you first go through Geoffrey Chaucer's life, as it is divided into three parts. You know about that, the major works written in those three periods, and then comes the Canterbury Tales. So when you take any canonical text, what we were doing was going through the Wikipedia entries of that text so that we could have some knowledge about that, because Wikipedia is a very nice source. It is of course free and many people would have been knowing about that. So we were going through the Wikipedia entries and knowing everything about that. Not everything, but some necessary things, that some points about that Canterbury Tales, the prologue to Canterbury Tales, some major persons in that. Geoffrey Chaucer, the which tale is the first, the Knight's Tale, which tale is in prose, Geoffrey Chaucer's tales, Parsons Tales. These were the things that we were focusing on. And then we had many writers, more writers, the contemporaries of Chaucer, so Langland, etc., etc. So in every age, we were focused firstly on the historical backdrop, and then we were focused on the entire background of the age, and then were going on the writers, the major writers and their major texts. But a slight change, what we did was all reading not only the major text of the major writers, but also the minor text,
Yes.
because this is what the pattern is about. They have changed this. They are asking the minor works from the major writers. So we did this too. We were also focused on the minor things. What are they asking? What are the things we can go through? What are the minor things we can keep in our mind regarding these authors? So I don't think that in the starting we have much to remember, but from Shakespeare, after Shakespeare, Jacobean age and Augustan age, I would say starting from the neoclassical age, we must focus on every text of every canonical writers, major writers.
Okay, thank you. So you mentioned so many texts, and because English literature is not, everyone who is writing in 2024 is a part of your syllabus. We discussed Anita Desai as well in that regard.
Yes.
So there are so many texts, and you mentioned the role of summaries and what to read and what not to read from these writers. So we have seen the pattern. We discussed that in our class as well, that they are definitely going to ask question from the major text by the major writers, but two patterns, that minor works from the major writers and then the major work from the minor writer,
The minor
right, from
writers.
from every age. So you can't know everything, and that is why there are different sources available, right? There is Spark Notes, there is Britannica, there is
Literars.
Wikipedia, and obviously we talked about in great detail how to read text from Wikipedia itself,
Yes.
right? What are the things that are important? So you mentioned summaries, and we had this one thing in our class which we started from the very first day, right? So just let others know what was that particular thing, and then how it contributed in your exam, and not just in your exam, but how it helped you to know so much about literature, because we are literature students and most of the times we are busy writing facts that we forget that we also have to enjoy the literature, right? So knowing all these
Yes.
things, making connections, how it helped you to make connections, and how uh, you know uh, you are particularly introduced to different fields, different writers, and how you are going to use it in your life ahead, right? So I'll again repeat, what was that thing, what we were doing, and how it helped you in your exam?
So first of all, we had a separate group for that, CUET summary group,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
we had created so that we could discuss summaries only there. So starting from the you had shared 100 great novels in which we had completed 20 to 30 canonical texts, and then we moved to the Wikipedia entry where we discussed everything. How we started that when we were having our classes, you used to send major texts from that age which we were having in our classes. You used to send 10 to 15 texts that you have to go through these Wikipedia entries, and we were focused on such as if a writer has pen name, the summary, the background, why it was written, or if it has, and then any movie adaptation, Indian movie adaptation, basically the famous adaptations or whatever. And we even had question this year from the movie adaptation, even if it was from canonical, and many people would be knowing that, but still there was question, and nobody would have thought that they would ask movie adaptation in CVT PG examination, but they did. So I would say this helped me a lot, because I wouldn't have any idea that I would have Wikipedia would have the movie adaptation there. So that is something very nice. And then I used to, when I used to read the summaries, I had this thing in mind that literature has so much to give. We just don't focus. When I read any canonical text, was reading only through the lens of, like, I had to give examination, and I should read this. But when I would go through the entries 2 to 3 times, such as novels written by Jane R. I like when I would go through I would go 3 times. I would start enjoying that. I would get to know what intention was of what was her when she was writing this. So I think going through Wikipedia entries not only gave me knowledge but gave me so much to enjoy, made me so much ecstatic कि writers कैसे लिखते हैं. So this is something I would say that helped me a lot. I have this book with me. It's not complete. इसमें सारे summaries नहीं है, but कुछ कुछ है जो सर शुरू शुरू में बता रहे थे और मैं ये नोट कर ही जा रही थी. I was noting all this down that sir ने ये सारी summaries दी हैं पढ़ने के लिए. I must remember not only summaries of the novel but also of poems, of essays by Bacon that were very famous. The quotes. Wikipedia पे quotes भी बहुत सारे हैं available. So talking about Shakespeare के quotes बहुत सारे Wikipedia पे. We have Hamlet, Macbeth, the important scenes, the important quotes. Everything is given on Wikipedia. And if you go through this, I would say you will have many points to remember. You had much knowledge if you go through only Wikipedia entries of canonical text, and you will go from this page to this page because they have also this given see also point where you have more topics related to that. So that I would say that I had make most use of Wikipedia in these 8 to 9 months. I would always be reading like at night when the classes have been finished, and after my dinner I would always go on Wikipedia and I would scroll through many canonical texts, the minor texts. I would go to the writer's page and would know about their life and how that impacted them to write. We know about Mary Shelley, the Frankenstein. We know about P.B. Shelley. We know about elegies, that how one writer was related to other and why that writer wrote this. So this is something that is also creating your basic knowledge, and this is creating your connections, dot to dot connections, so that you would always, when I would remember P.B. Shelley when he drowned, the boat name. So these when I would remember Frankenstein, I would also remember this the competition that was happening, and then one text was
related
also
to
written.
gothic fiction.
Gothic novel, the Gothic genre. So this is something that that helped me to make connections. So whenever I would talk about Frankenstein, I was always remember the Polidori's vampire something text was there, where it also originated, the vampire genre also
Yes.
originated. So this is something where it helps you to create connections. So when you read the entire story and then you go to the backdrop why it was written, so it is also only you will when you will go to the Wikipedia entry, it is given there. It's just that you need to focus on that. So when you focus on that, you will also you will remember this as a type of story too, and it will help you in future too.
Yes.
So that is something that helped me a lot. I would say Wikipedia entries are very useful if you not only go through the canonical text, also the minor text, because when you go to a writer's page, every text is given there, the major, the minor. You can just go and click on the text and you just have a basic idea why it was written. If you find it important, you can go through the summary. And if you're not, you just back from there.
Yes. Thank you. So I remember after the 2024 entrance examination, there were around 3 questions, one from novel, one from drama, and one from poetry. Right? They gave just one line from a poetry. They asked from which particular poem it's part of. Same goes with the line from Jane Eyre, for example, related to
Yes.
novel, and then the drama. And then especially the award-winning novel, The English Patient, and the quote was given. You need to understand from which particular text it was. So that was the reason why we started this, doing summary and what to read, and
Yes.
making connections.
So
I
the
remember.
chronology of events from the major writers such as Jane Eyre, George Eliot,
Yes.
D.H. Lawrence, we must know the
Yes.
chronology of events.
Yes. So that was one reason. The second reason is to understand literary theory. You need literary text to support it. You need to understand. Otherwise, it's a theory. So it's very rigid in a way that you'll not be able to remember things. But when you'll connect it with literature and you'll have enough data to connect with the literature, then it will become easy for you. And the main purpose, we should not forget that we need to enjoy as much as we need to prepare, right? So in that context, that is also important. Now I'll ask three more questions, then we'll conclude, because it's already a time. So I'll just ask 2 3 questions. One, you showed the book of MH Ibrahim's, which is obviously, I remember telling us that it's a crime if you're not reading this book and you are a literature student, right? So, and
Yes.
there is problem with the student how to approach that book. I remember discussing it in the class, how to read that particular text, right? We had different sessions related to that. So just give your just within very short way of how you have gone through this text, and then about the content, because as a study capital we have provided so many things to you, not just the class notes but the PDF form notes, the links that we have shared, the videos that we have shared. I remember discussing it with you. You said there were around 74 questions which we have touched in our class in one way or another. There was one question which was Greek to you, related to the first autobiography of Indian context. And then I remember one comment on our YouTube platform. Someone mentioned that you shared a video in which there was discussion related to that. So how the content of the our class and the setup that we had in our group, in our class, helped you in this in your journey, and also
So,
the book form that I asked about the MH Ibrahim's. Yes.
starting from MS Abrahams, I still remember we started Sunday sessions. You told us that we should start a session on every Sunday, and we will start from MS Abrahams. So we were having our regular class, but on Sunday we used to do this MS Abrahams. So you don't need to do much. We just choose any kind of topic, such as here is academic novel. So you go through the whole content first, and then you just need to know what exactly it is talking about a college or university community, and then you need to know about the examples given. The every canonical example is here given. You just need to note it down. What are the examples given, and then you have just 2 to 3 more novels in this, such as varsity novel, and then adjunct novel, and what are these. So basically what you need to do is to go through once all to the contents, and then you need to note down what it is in small 2 to 3 words. You will get to know it is about college or university, postgraduate student, undergraduate, whatever it is about, and then some examples, some canonical examples. So this is what you can do when you are going through MH brands, because it is not UGC net, but still you need to have some idea about this. Such as when I go to dramatic monologue, I would say that you need to go through all of this, and then you must know these 3 characteristics that are given. There may be question that what are the characteristics of dramatic monologue and what are not. So this is what I am trying to say, that you must know the examples and this something about it, that what it is about, and if there is any characteristic given. So that is all about MH Abrams. And then when I come to group discussions, we had a separate group too for that CUET discussion group. So in that you used to share videos regarding, I still remember you had shared a video of simulacra, simulation and
Simulation, hyper reality.
hyperreality.
Yes.
Yes, a video related to that, and the example she has given to make us understand what it is really about, and then the links you used to share so many poems, and we had this discussion. What do you understand by this line, and which line do you like the most, and why do you like the most? And then you used to share quotes, that this quote, and what do you understand by this quote? What is it trying to say? And then these kind of discussions we had, it was very interactive. We used to enjoy it. Sometimes study is sometimes boring to me too, but still having these kind of interactive sessions, like we were having discussing these things, poem lines, this was very fun. Actually, this was very fun because you used to share your thoughts, that what do you think about this. So this is something that the way when you study too and you enjoy too. This was something that I liked the most about our group, that there were students who were helping each other, like what do you get through this and this and this. And as you said, the video shared by you have shared so many videos from YouTube that I also forgot to watch some videos. But also the playlist, the For the Love of Book series, you had some random topics selected, and then you told us to watch that video. So that I also had a separate copy for that. And then the notes, of course, the notes you had given us to, I have this printout, the notes which I could not make. I have the printouts with me. So these are the things I would say, that having a interactive session is what makes us, what makes the class so interesting. And also in our class, we had this mic setup. You on your mic and you talk to sir. Sir will solve your problem. And of course, you did not get irritated by us. That is something that is
Yes.
very nice.
Yes, so this one announcement I'll give. Probably our book is, I think it's done, so you'll not you'll not need these, notes now, because probably from this year to those who are appearing, we'll be able to give you a book beforehand, so that you don't need those printouts. You'll not be worried about that. Now I'll pass this mic to Vipul sir. He'll just ask about the experience, overall experience of yours. कैसा लगा आपको, कैसा लगा, क्या आप juniors को suggest करना चाहेंगे, and then we'll conclude this class. And I hope I remember I discussed it with you. You're going to JNU, right? I just like the this fact about my students. Those students who have this choice of going into JNU, DU, BHU, SU, IFLU, or any other university. So it's on your turf, right? So it's up to you to decide, and I hope you decided to go to JNU, and will be better
Yes,
things
yes,
that
of
you'll
course.
get in your life. Congratulations, and I'll
Thanks.
hand this mic to.
काफ़ी अच्छी कन्वर्सेशन चल रही थी सर आप लोगों की और आपके और सलोनी के बीच में, और इससे जितने भी विद्यार्थी हैं जो चैनल पर जुड़ रहे होंगे उनको बहुत सारी चीज़ें इस जो जर्नी है सीयूईटी पीजी की वो किस तरीके से तय करनी चाहिए ये समझ में आई होंगी। सलोनी, जैसा कि आपने कहा कि आप आपकी जो यात्रा रही एक तरीके से 2 वर्षों की रही है। आपने 24 के लिए भी अप्लाई करा था और 25 के लिए भी आपने अप्लाई किया था, और कहीं ना कहीं हम अगर देख पा रहे हैं आपकी इस जर्नी को, तो एक बेस्ट इंस्टीट्यूट चॉइस करने में जो आपने 2025 का समय लगाया 2024 पे आप नहीं कर पाए, तो क्या डिफरेंसेस रहे मतलब किसी अदर इंस्टीट्यूट में और स्टडी कैपिटल में? मैं किसी का नाम मेंशन करने को नहीं कह रहा हूँ, लेकिन क्या डिफरेंसेस रहे और क्या यहाँ का प्रोसीजर आपको बेहतर लगा? जो अगर नए स्टूडेंट जुड़ना चाहते हैं तो उनके लिए क्या यहाँ बेनिफिशियल हो सकता है?
सो बेसिकली जब मैंने दूसरा प्लेटफॉर्म चूज किया था 2024 में, तो वहाँ पे जो टीचर्स थे, द टीचर्स दे वर just they were not going into the depth. They were just having some lines written on the screen, and then they would be reading that line, and that thing, and that kind of thing. And then on the name of tests, they were providing so hard questions that I wasn't even aware of those questions. So that is something I did not like. And there were no interactive session, no WhatsApp groups to talk to the teacher. And whenever we used to complain about that, the teacher would get angry about why we were complaining. So these are the things that I did not like. And they were not focused on our future. They were just they just wanted to, kaise bhi inhe pass kara do, या something like that. The whole intention was not good to us.
ओके।
And when I joined Study Capital, when I saw Atul sir's determination, his, उनका जो aim था कि he did not only focus on to let us complete and let us crack the PG entrance examination, but he always wants, even now he wants that हमारा future बहुत bright हो, हम लोग काफी आगे जाएं. He not only aims for the entrance examination but for the future too. जो मेरा फाउंडेशन जो अतुल सर के द्वारा मतलब बिल्ड किया गया, मेरा जो स्ट्रॉन्ग फाउंडेशन बिल्ड किया गया है, उसके लिए हमेशा मैं थैंकफुल रहने वाली हूँ अतुल सर को, बिकॉज ही फोकसेस ऑन ईच एंड एवरी स्टूडेंट. ही डज नॉट फील लाइक ये स्टूडेंट का इतना नंबर है तो इसे कम प्रायोरिटी दो, या ये मेरे बारे में क्यों कंप्लेन. ऑफ कोर्स अतुल सर के बारे में तो कंप्लेन करने के लिए कुछ नहीं है, बट स्टिल ही इज नॉट लाइक दैट. ही इज अ वेरी, आई वुड से, बहुत काम, एक टीचर का काम होना बहुत जरूरी होता है, और अतुल सर में वो सारी क्वालिटीज हैं कि एक बच्चा निडर होके उनसे अपनी बात कह सकता है. मुझे बहुत सारे डाउट्स थे एग्जाम के पहले, आई टॉक टू अतुल सर and cleared all of my doubts. He literally helped me so much. He motivated me so much कि नहीं, you can do it. Even all of the students, we had so many good wishes from Atul sir and Shivam sir too. He joined us in between when Atul sir was not in the state of teaching us. He also made Shivam sir available for us so that we could not lose our time. This is something I really appreciate, because it is not his duty to make us available, make another sir available for us, but he still did. That is something that I would really appreciate, because उनके लिए सिर्फ पीजी एंट्रेंस एग्जामिनेशन पास कराना एम नहीं था, उनके लिए हम सब अपने स्टूडेंट्स अपने जैसे थे, और इसलिए उन्होंने अपना पूरा दिल जान लगा दिया, और इसलिए हमारा भी यही एम था, हमारे सारे बैचमेट्स का यही एम था कि अतुल सर की इस मेहनत को वेस्ट ना जाने दे. और आई एम वेरी प्राउड that all of my batchmates have scored very nice marks. So that is something that I am very thankful. I am thankful to the whole Study Capital team and to Atul sir who has helped me in my entire journey and still guiding me till now. Atul sir से मेरी बात हुई है अभी भी JNU से related, and he guided me so well. He's not only a teacher, he's a very very nice mentor, I would say. From CVT PG study capital to my entire lifetime, Atul sir is going to be with me. He's the best mentor, and he is going to guide me at my every stage of life.
ओके, आई थिंक कि अतुल सर के लिए भी ये सबसे बड़ा पारितोषिक होगा। उनके जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं वो लगातार अगर उनकी तारीफ कर रहे हैं, और स्वाभाविक तौर पर स्टडी कैपिटल के सभी मेंटोर्स कुछ इसी तरीके से अपने सभी कोर्सेज में जुड़े रहते हैं कि स्टूडेंट्स उनके लिए एक अपने छोटे भाई और बहन की तरह कनेक्टेड रहते हैं। अब हम अगले पॉइंट पर बात करना चाहेंगे कि बहुत सारे ऐसे स्टूडेंट्स हैं जो ये सोचते हैं कि सर, जैसे आपने जुलाई में ही तैयारी अपनी स्टार्ट कर दी थी, आपने रजिस्टर करा लिया था, अगस्त से आपने क्लासेस स्टार्ट कर दी थी। सेकंड हम आते हैं, कुछ बच्चे सोचते हैं यार फॉर्म आ जाएगा तब अपनी तैयारी स्टार्ट करेंगे। तो क्या डिफरेंसेस होते हैं इसमें? मतलब अगर कोई डिसीजन लेने जा रहा है तो उसको आप क्या सजेस्ट करना चाहोगे, और इन केस कि अगर उसके पास टाइम कम बचा है तो क्या आप सजेस्ट कर रहे हो उसको? क्योंकि ये इंटरव्यू
I
कुछ
would
लोग आपके इस जर्नी के स्टार्टिंग में भी देख रहे होंगे, कुछ लोग जब फॉर्म आ जाएंगे तब भी इस जर्नी को देख रहे होंगे।
I would suggest to those who are starting their preparation from August, if they have time, it is the best to do this, because if you are really serious about it and you want to go to any top central university, you must start your preparation before you don't have time, because having 8 to 9 months for CUET PG preparation is enough if you give, as I said, if you give it all your heart. But still, if दो तरह के बच्चे होते हैं, पहला जो ऐसे ही छोड़ देते हैं एंड दे थिंक कि फॉर्म आ जाएगा तब एग्जाम देंगे, तो उनका तो मैं नहीं कुछ बोल सकती, बिकॉज दे अगर वो पहले सीरियस नहीं हो सके तो आई डोंट थिंक कि वो बाद में भी सीरियस होंगे। दूसरा जो बच्चे होते हैं जिनके पास टाइम नहीं रहता है and they think that they will join when the form comes, any circumstances, but still. So I would
ओके,
suggest Atul sir, जैसे हमारे कोर्स में भी बाद में बहुत सारे बच्चे जुड़े, तो Atul sir started 2 classes regularly. One was revision classes to for those students who joined late, and then we were having our regular class. So revision class will help you more, and then you will have to do extra, extra struggle. You will have to work hard, because if I had given 6 to 7 hours to my study, you will have to give at least 8 to 9 hours if you want to get into any top central university,
ओके।
because English literature, I only know about English literature, but it is not that easy to crack this examination, as I have saw the pattern. So
आपके
आपको बहुत
कंप्लीट आपका
मेहनत
जो ये
करनी
कंप्लीट
पड़ेगी।
ओके सलोनी, आपका जो कंप्लीट कन्वर्सेशन था उसमें हमने सुना कि 6 से 7 घंटे आप रेगुलर अपनी एंट्रेंस एग्जाम की तैयारी के लिए दे रहे थे। अब प्रैक्टिस को लेकर के क्या कहना है आपका, कि जैसे टेस्ट हो, मॉक टेस्ट हो, पीवाईक्यूज हो, इनको कितने समय के लिए प्रैक्टिस करना चाहिए, और कितना इंपॉर्टेंस रखता है ये आपके एंट्रेंस एग्जाम या फिर किसी भी एग्जाम को क्रैक करने के लिए?
विदाउट टेस्ट आई डोंट थिंक कि आदमी अपना प्रोग्रेस देख पाता है। वी हैड आवर टेस्ट फ्रॉम द वेरी बिगनिंग. Whenever we used to complete any topic, we had started from literary criticism. Whenever we used to complete any topic, sir would give us a test to give, and that is something that would it always help in assessing that where we are actually lacking. Tests are very important, because you have this fear in you that you have to score good, and then when you don't score good, you start to think, where did I lack, where I have to give more time there. So I think we had weekly tests from the very beginning to the last. We had mock tests from, I think, 2 to 3 months before the examination. We had so many mock tests. I still remember we have 15 to 16 mock tests, and then we have another mock test that had started before some days of examination. So this is something that I'm very happy about, because they are not only claiming to give us tests. We had weekly tests, and Atul sir would assess the progress of students. He was not considering our marks. He only saw that where we were lacking, and he would advise us to do this and this. So this is something that is very nice, I would say, because टेस्ट बहुत जरूरी है आपके लिए. आप लोगों को पता चलेगा कि आप लोग कहाँ लैग कर रहे हैं, आप लोग उस पर ध्यान देंगे, उस पर बिल्डअप करेंगे, तो आप लोगों को आगे भी कोई परेशानी नहीं होगी.
ओके।
तो आई वुड से कि टेस्ट के मामले में तो बहुत सही रहा सब
सलोनी, ये
कुछ.
आप जो जर्नी अपनी शेयर कर रहे थे, ये ऑलमोस्ट उन स्टूडेंट्स के लिए आप शेयर कर रहे थे जो नेक्स्ट ईयर अप्लाई करने वाले हैं या फिर आगे आने वाले वर्षों में सीयूईटी पीजी के लिए अप्लाई करने वाले हैं। व्हाट अबाउट यू, आप क्या बनना चाहते हो फ्यूचर में? जैसे सलोनी आप जेएनयू जा रहे हो पीजी करने के लिए, तो सलोनी को हम कहाँ देख रहे हैं आगे आने वाले वर्षों में?
I have thought of appearing for the net examination and becoming a professor. I had always dreamed that I would give my knowledge to my students. I would love to give my all of my knowledge to my students. That's why I'm working very hard because I want that मेरे जो students हो वो भी अतुल सर की तरह जैसे उनकी तारीफ हो रही है वैसे वो भी मेरे बारे में बोले कि हाँ मैंने अपना बेस्ट दिया है मैं चाहती हूँ कि मैं मेरे पास नॉलेज हो ताकि मैं उन्हें प्रोवाइड कर सकूं दैट इज व्हाट आई वांट आई डोंट want to earn only and there are some universities where teacher don't teach they just have their salary and you know what I'm trying to say but
ओके
I want to give all of my information all of me to my students so
ओके
I have thought of becoming a professor like Atul sir.
ऑल द बेस्ट सलोनी। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आपका जो आपने जो भी अपना टारगेट बनाया उसको आप अचीव करें, और जिस भी यूनिवर्सिटी में या फिर जहाँ पर भी आप जाएं वहाँ ये अपनी एक बेहतर सेवा प्रदान करें। मैं चाहूँगा अतुल सर के लास्ट कुछ और सवाल होंगे, फिर मैं लास्ट में कंक्लूड करूँगा।
यस सो काफ़ी कुछ पूछा सर ने, काफ़ी कुछ आपने बताया, अच्छा लगा सुन के सारी चीज़ों को। हमने ऑलमोस्ट सारी चीज़ों को डिस्कस कर लिया है, कई सारे एस्पेक्ट्स को टच कर लिया है, बुक्स पे डिस्कशन किया हमने, कई बार ये चीज़ क्लास में भी डिस्कस की कि नो मैटर हाउ मच टाइम यू हैव, you know it's never enough, and no matter how much content you have it's never enough, right? So it's not what you know what you have around you, it's about how you utilize it, how you are going to use the make the best use of everything that you have on your own. So the role of the books, one thing, because we have seen the pattern from last 2 years, I personally tried my best to incorporate everything that is possible. So even if there was one question from one aspect of any minor unit, I tried my best to give everything that is related to it in our classroom classes. That's why we had more than 150-hour class, right? So one thing, even after that, right, even after covering everything, you find that because you have appeared into examination, so you somehow find something that you may there is one regret that you might have read that book, or you might have read that thing. So how important books are for you, especially because everything is, yes, I know, I've heard so many times now that everything is covered in our notes and everything, but even after that, the role of the books that we have, especially from the mainstream, I'll not talk about the minor books or the so-called elite books, but books like Routledge, for example, if it comes when it comes to British history, texts like Habib, or Royan Dwivedi's text of criticism, or Peter Berry, for example, or as you mentioned about M.H. Ibrahim's, how important they are for you and for all those who are planning to do their masters or becoming assistant professors like you.
So I think books, as many people think that books are not going to help them. The only notes would make their thing go well. But I think books are very important because, as I talked about M.H. Abrahams, it is a game changer. But only reading M.H. Abrahams will not do your thing. You, if you have time, I think even in CUET PG, you can go through the book of British history of British English literature. You can choose Routledge, or you can also go to this William J. Long. Go for this book. It's very easy to read. If you don't have any knowledge about that, it will help you so much. And then talking about theory, I would say Peter Barry. Atul sir has suggested all these of books to me. So I had also gone through all these books. So I think while reading books, you manage to gain so much knowledge. You have this habit of self reading and self understanding. When you read any book, there were times when I could not understand what is written in the book, what is it is trying to convey. But as time passed, I started to understand more, like what it is about. So it really helps you in growing. Like when you read books on your own, you start to have the idea. You start to grasp anything at once. So this is and not only one book, I would say. If you complete one book, go to another the same book by another author, so that you could have more knowledge, because one book cannot provide you much knowledge. When you go to two books, three books of the same thing, you gather so many different knowledge, and you then try to compare that which book has more knowledge, and which what do you find in this book and what do you find in this book, so you can have more knowledge through that. So I would think that not only notes but reading books is going to help you so much, not only in gaining knowledge but having your self understanding, self improvement. You would all English would also improve when you start reading books. So that is
Yes.
also something that is very important.
Yes, there was a reason why I asked this question, because I've mentioned it multiple times, but to listen this from you, to those who have seen your journey, who are part of our classroom, right, and who will be a part of the classroom, or who will be watching us here on YouTube platform. It is very important to read books, no matter what course you join, no matter who is teaching you. The books will always give you that emphasis, right? Obviously, any mentor will tell you how to read it, will tell you how to make connections, because every book is not complete, so he'll tell you what other things that you can read, or he can teach you your own. But the self reading is different, right? That is why I asked this question. Thank you. And I just want your last note about what you have decided for your masters. Like, have you decided your university? Because you have so many choices in your hand, it's like a salad bowl in your hand, right? So what you have decided, and your what you are planning for your future. That's it. And I'll conclude from here. I think Vipul sir will miss you, will wish you all the best for future from now, just in your discussion. And then thank you so much.
So I have decided to go JNU, and I had DU as a choice, but I have withdrawn my CA from there, and I am going to JNU for my masters and my further studies. So as I said that I am going for the NET examination, I would go for that, and then assistant professor and then professor. But yeah, for now I am going to JNU.
ओके, थैंक यू सो मच सलोनी। आप सबसे पहले आपने अपना कीमती समय दिया हमारे साथ, और बहुत सारे जो स्टूडेंट्स अपनी स्ट्रेटजी को अभी तय करना चाह रहे होंगे कि कैसे हमें तैयारी करनी चाहिए, तो उन्हें बहुत सहयोग मिलेगा इस वीडियो से। और जितने भी विद्यार्थी आगे आने वाले वर्षों में तैयारी करना चाहते हैं, आपको हम सजेस्ट करेंगे कि आप हमारे प्लेटफॉर्म के साथ, यूट्यूब प्लेटफॉर्म के साथ कनेक्टेड रहें। आइदर आप हमारे ऐप पर जुड़ें या हमारे यूट्यूब प्लेटफॉर्म पर जुड़ें। आप हमारे साथ कनेक्टेड रहेंगे तो आपको कोई भी मार्गदर्शन यहाँ मिलेगा तो ट्रू मार्गदर्शन मिलेगा, इसकी हम आपको गारंटी देते हैं। इसका हमसे आपसे आप सभी विद्यार्थियों से हमारा वादा है। और सलोनी, आपको भी बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद इस इंटरव्यू में जुड़ने के लिए, और आपको एक बार फिर से बहुत सारी बधाई कि आपने बहुत अच्छे
Thank you
स्कोर
so
के
much.
साथ जेएनयू में आप जा रहे हो। इवन बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स की अभी भी क्वेरी होगी कि सर आप लोग पहली बार अपना जो इंटरव्यू का सेशन है वो ऑनलाइन कर रहे हैं, तो क्या इस साल आप लोग अलग अलग यूनिवर्सिटीज़ में नहीं जाएंगे? तो ऐसा नहीं है, हम लोग विजिट करेंगे, लेकिन चूंकि अभी अर्ली टाइम में हम लोग इंटरव्यू करना था, इस वजह से हम ऑनलाइन कर रहे हैं। डेफिनेटली आप जब जेएनयू में पहुंचोगे तो बहुत जल्द हम लोग जेएनयू भी पहुंचेंगे और आपसे मुलाकात करेंगे, एक बार फिर से वहाँ बातचीत होगी। तो फिलहाल इस सेशन में इतना ही। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। नमस्कार।
Thank you so much.
ओके। संस्कार।